Alright guys, you ready? Guys? You ready? Alex?
Huh?
Do you have the stream up? What are you doing?
Yeah, it's all good.
No, like the stream. What do you? We have like 3 minutes.
It's all good. Don't worry. It'll be fine.
Electronics make it difficult for people to pay attention sometimes, and to work, and to do what they're supposed to do in general, even eat. But you know, I mean, I guess they do help people a lot, right? They make it easier. But do electronics belong in drum corps? Let's talk about it. Fuck!
Poof! Poof! Consistency! Nice job, Bobby. You okay? Did you lose your game? I think we heard that. I think we heard that little slip up there.
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
That was so funny.
I died.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Welcome back to the Zobcast.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Bobby.
And I'm Clark!
I'm Alex!
You're ruining it for everyone.
I shouldn't have yelled. I was right next to my mic.
Yeah, you probably ruined everyone's eardrums. Sorry for that. How we doing?
I like coffee.
Yeah. So before we get started today, I want to tell you guys something very near and dear to my heart. Okay? So this thing that's near and dear to my heart is our reach, right? Basically, Zobcast sometimes has trouble reaching certain audiences, and the best way we can start reaching some more of those people is if you like the Zobcast, share it. Share it on Facebook, share the YouTube link, share the Twitch stuff. Try our best. Try your best to help us get out there, because our fan base, I know, is awesome because you guys are so cool. You always chat in the comments and stuff, and we love it. We would just really appreciate it if we can get some more help getting out there, right? You don't have to, but if you enjoy Zobcast, greatly appreciate it, like I said. What's going on today, Bobby?
So,
really hot
before
down
we
here.
get started, I just want to let you know how Clark usually looks at YouTube and Twitch chats. Never had him set up.
Really?
Not surprised. Clark was actually playing games the entire time. Like that film that we got of him.
I didn't know he was filming. That's the thing.
The film we got of him was just him playing Hearthstone,
like,
right?
Yeah.
Surprised you weren't playing Destiny 2.
What? Well, my game crashed.
It kept crashing on him.
Oh, okay.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
So
was that
yeah,
before I got here? Was that before I got here?
yeah, it's where
It
we
was
got
like as you got here, I think.
Oh, really? Lame. Dude, I want to play that game so bad.
No, Zach, I can't believe I'm
So
missing.
good.
You know what game I like?
This.
Honestly? Dungeon Defenders. I actually like strategy games.
So as you know, we have less time, and we already wasted 6 minutes of it.
Yeah. We're gonna go a
Today,
little
we're
further.
talking a little bit about electronics and how they play their role in a little bit of real life and mostly in drum corps, right? Obviously, like I said in the video, electronics are both a help and sometimes a hindrance to everyone here. Distractions all the time with electronics, all the time. Whether it's on your phone, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of that good stuff.
Laptop.
That's a bag.
With a laptop in it.
All of that good stuff. It can be difficult, but at the same time,
That was close.
electronics are making our society beautiful. Like, you can't watch the Zobcast without electronics.
A lot of knowledge
I mean,
comes from the electronics.
you can't.
True.
You just have to be here.
Oh yeah, we're selling tickets. No, we're not.
That's what I do. I'm just here. I don't do anything.
Clark, we all know you do absolutely nothing.
No, he wears headphones and then yells at us.
And plays Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds
I
about right.
played it once today, okay?
You play 2 games.
So.
Yeah. two games once. I got you, Clark.
So, when we think of an electronics-heavy show in drum corps, what's one of the first shows that comes to your mind?
Tilt.
Tilt? Blue Coats Tilt. What was that? 2014?
Cavaliers 2012.
Tilt.
Cavaliers
I thought that
2012?
Yeah.
Wasn't Tilt like 15?
No, it was 14.
14?
14. 15 was Kinetic Sound.
Oh yeah.
Which is still
yeah.
a electronic heavy show.
Good thing we have our drum
I
corps
mean,
expert
I feel
here.
like they're electronics heavy because they're pitch.
They started
the
getting
pit
electronics
user.
heavy in 14 when they did the pitch bend, and then 15's when they started like the around the field speakers.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Where
once
that one meme
once
came
they
out.
figured it out, they were like, electronics. And once that happened,
Every year.
they blew up. For real. Tilt was a very, very big show. It's one of the most recent, like, big things going on show. You know what I mean? Like, even if you're like younger in drum corps or older in drum corps, you know what Tilt was and you remember it, right? That being said, although they got a lot of like hype and people loved it, it also got a lot of negativity, you know,
yeah.
because it made people think maybe electronics are a little bit cheaty, right? Maybe there's some things. What happened? I completely missed it.
I almost ate shit on this longboard.
Clark has a longboard behind
I
the
was
camera.
I was like this. It was like, but like I caught it. It like came up. I just caught it. I was like,
Yeah, everyone understands. Don't flip me off.
Thanks, audio listeners.
Thanks to everyone who's listening to us on Lot Hype currently.
Yeah.
We love you.
Alex.
And we love Lot Hype.
Yo, what's up, Alex? Oh, Alex left.
You know who I like? You know who I
What?
like?
What?
Drunk Core International.
Oh, same, dude. Drunk Corps, I mean, they gave
I
us...
just tweeted at them.
You did! Drunk Corps gave us so many props recently. And they're... Oh my gosh, they're so nice. What's kind of sad is we might be getting hits on Twitch and YouTube, and Clark is not there.
I
No.
literally just checked. Like,
I love screwing
I
with them.
literally just walked. Hey, you know what, Zach? Shave your mustache.
Damn.
All right, so you're talking. Oh, hi, Alex. So you're talking about.
I think we should cover up his stash.
So,
Or
obviously,
just him in general.
the big thing about Tilt was that...
Welcome to the Bobcast.
I'm Bob. and this is
So,
Bob.
Tilt, let's talk about those planks in the beginning.
Yo, they were holding those planks.
Yo,
for
they
a
held those planks
while.
for a long time.
Like, I feel bad for the first the first
Yeah, the
person
first
that got
group.
there.
Oh, man.
Let's talk about that pitch bend, though.
What? Who talked? So-
Yeah, the pitch bend that made everyone cheer and go crazy, even from
And they were
day
just
one.
like, "Whoa, how did they do that without their horns on their face?"
Yeah, and they're
Just
like, oh wait, electronics are a thing. Yes, electronics are very, very, very much a thing. How they... Sorry, there's sirens.
Sorry.
That was so loud. It's like when we were playing the.
We all just stopped.
You couldn't hear it. There were some sirens out there.
How they did that with the horns was they had a recording session, they played back that recording that they did, and pitch bended it on the synth. If you don't know what pitch bends are, basically what happens with pitch bending is literally you bend the pitch and there's a little toggle on a synth that you were able to
Go
do
like-
that with,
go like,
or through a program, etc., etc. Yeah, and
You had to do it like 1,000 times.
that was one of the first times that was actually fully, really well utilized in drum corps, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
That was so legit, though.
What?
I was watching the Facebook feed when Alex like whipped
Whipped it off
the
you.
thing
It was
off
like-
of you. It was just like, it was so legit. It
I've
looked
had
so
practice.
good.
Legit.
There was also 12 minutes of fame.
12
Right?
Yeah, 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
Was
Yeah.
it- or was it 15? It didn't get 15 minutes of fame. 15. 12? 12.
15.
What was it 2012? So it's probably 12 minutes.
12 minutes of fame. I just looked at the board.
We could be
What that,
completely wrong, and that would be absolutely terrible.
Just made me bald tap myself.
Oh my god.
Clark, you need to wear a cup when you come
I know.
here.
I get ball tap every single cast.
Or you should bring everything made of steel, so I can't break it.
Yeah, that's true. You still break
I mean,
it,
that
though.
show was extremely
I'll
electronics
I'll
heavy.
touch it with
Am I
the
right?
rest.
Yeah, it was.
Very much so. Wasn't there like, what was at the end of it? Just dubstep?
It was just straight dubstep. And they were all just dancing to it.
That reminds me of
You know, a really electronic heavy show, United 2017.
2017.
That was very
United.
electronic heavy.
Yeah,
Wait,
the
isn't that an indoor show?
yeah.
So it's kind of different.
You can still argue the same arguments, you know what I mean, for indoor and outdoor, that
Yeah, but
electronics
you
are
said- you were
necessary.
saying about the very dubstep heavy show.
Yeah, Clark and I had a dubstep heavy show in high school.
Ninth grade.
Ninth
We
grade.
lads.
Man, and basically what happened, we won that year, and we were all like crazy, and there was like dubstep at the end, and that's what got Clark on like a really, really edgy dubstep phase when it came to music.
Still on that.
Yeah, really. Every time I get in the
talking
car,
about?
I'm like, hey, how has the
listen
bass?
to
You're
it.
like, max. I'm like, dude,
What are you talking
max
about?
bass levels.
What
on
are you
equalizer.
talking about? What?
Two's like perfect.
Nah. All thanks to electronics, people think that drum corps has gotten bad.
15 minutes of fame, not 12.
Nice job.
Wow.
Did someone correct you?
No. Look it up.
Nice job. We completely ruined everything. The illusion is broken.
I don't
Illusion
care.
that we're good at what we do. 'Cause
What illusion.
We made that very apparent from day one
Yeah, honestly.
of me and Clark being here.
yeah, the second we got in the same room together, it was like, oh no.
No, honestly, like we researched like 30 minutes before this.
So we were thinking.
Not even 30
I didn't
minutes.
even research.
Anytime he asked me to do something, I just play solitaire.
Clark and I were thinking that like there was a lot of like electronic interruptions, I should say, in our show where we won, and it was really good for us. But we were an extremely small band.
Oh yeah.
We only had like 30 people, right?
Smart Dream Band?
The smallest group in U.S. bands, right? And in my opinion, the electronics actually helped us succeed.
Because we sounded like a big band.
We did sound like a big man. We never sampled horns or anything. I do admit that we left mics on that were at like the front of the field that kind of amplified it maybe a little bit, but I really don't think that those mics would have been powerful enough anyways, you know? But no, nonetheless, using electronics from a standpoint where you have a smaller band, I feel can really, really, really help it.
Yeah, like on a high school level.
High school level, at least,
There's
yeah.
Literally only like 20 kids or whatever there.
Yeah.
That's why we won, is because we sounded like a big band amongst a bunch of small bands.
You could even take it
The
a step
judges are like,
further.
wow, they can really put air through those instruments.
I would even say that electronics may have saved the activity.
Electronics.
Yeah. It's for real.
I could agree with that.
I mean, there are two sides. Isn't there a page that's like
so
electronics ruined?
yeah,
DCI or
there's
something?
a Facebook page just like, oh, go back to like the G Bugle era, and then
Yeah.
that's like
They call it modern DCI,
yeah.
right?
There's a
And
modern DCI and a G Bugle DCI.
No, go all the way. No valve.
no valve.
No valve DCI.
No, they only go to G Bugle.
Only one valve.
I'm not surprised if there's only one valve DCI page that supports that.
Just one big note. Just
I don't think there is.
I don't judge. So, on the same hand, right?
Which hand?
I'm playing solitaire.
Really? All right, dude. Yo. Dude, tell me what your score is.
I've
My high
had
score?
Yeah.
Like 10,000 something.
Oh, really? I only got like 430.
yeah,
But I
just
play the
continue-
Google one.
Just solitaire.
Dude,
Hey,
it's a lonely
that
man's
brings
game, okay?
that's very true.
It's a lonely
That brings
man's
me
game.
to another point of electronics.
It's a lonely man's game. That's literally what I said. You're like, that brings me to electronics.
True. Very true.
We're not getting anywhere.
Hey, electronics, man. It's a lonely man's game.
5-minute section there.
It's either you win or lose.
Where are you taking this?
I don't know. Who knows? I'm just
Anywhere
looking at Alex
but
every time.
Taking it to Bobbyland. All right.
Yeah, dude, come on, man.
I would
it's
not
a lonely
be-
man's game.
Now it's the
I get
boss
distracted
cast.
by electronics
The-
all the time.
The
All the
what synth 2 is the sampler person. So like they're just on their own the whole time.
Since Tuve's a sampler person.
Yeah, sampler synth.
That literally is like a spot for a sampler. Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
synth 1 sampler.
basically, you could for
There's-
sure. say-
there's-
is that bad?
Marimba 1 to 5, marimba 5 4 to what? Marimba 1 to 5, vibe 1 to 5 maybe.
You know, speaking is a great.
Xylo bells, synth 1,
Speaking is a great
sampler 1.
a great thing to grasp. You know,
Dude, it's
being
hard.
able to speak.
I'm still learning.
Yeah, I can tell.
Thanks.
Keep it up, man.
Really worked on it. 19 years.
Yeah.
Still hard. Dude, speech class.
Speech-
Still haven't taken it.
Good luck with that, Bobby. You're going to
Speech
need
class.
it.
Dude.
I would even say
I got
that
it. Dude,
technology.
we have a podcast. I got speech class.
This is the most I've ever heard Bobby talk.
I know, right?
Oh wait, no, you've talked a lot off cast, but like on cast, you've been just straight talking for like a solid like 5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah,
Dude,
Zach's been
I
trying
think
to
I
get in
farted.
topics.
I think I farted more than Zach's spoken right now.
Yeah. Well, no, because
And that's
Zach's-
just today. I farted so much yesterday.
Well, like Zach's in here is trying to like get near the cast, and you're just like, Man, like yesterday I had this cheese sandwich.
It's funny because I said that. As a lactose person, I bought cheese receipt just to eat it so I could fart today.
You
bastard.
actually?
Yes!
Evil person.
You
Dude,
bastard!
But it went through my system so much faster that I was like in my blanket in my cold house, and I was just like, man, I might need to wash this blanket today. It was so bad,
It's just
dude.
like you move slightly and the air rush goes past. Like,
Dude,
oh,
it was so hot.
I'm gonna stock
So
up on so many Brussels sprouts next week just to get you back.
Dude,
You
don't
should
worry.
get
I'll just eat the rest of the cheese chunk that I have left.
Speaking of Brussels sprouts, dude.
Dude, speaking of electronics.
Baked Brussels sprouts.
Speaking of the electronics in this cast. I always feel bad for Synth too.
Okay,
Or
I'm
sample
gonna
one.
throw out an idea, right? I want you guys to you can either disagree or agree with
Okay.
what I'm about to say. All right.
Okay.
Electronics, like anything electronics, synth patches, stuff like that. Electronics and drum corps could be considered a new instrument.
Okay.
What do you think?
I guess so.
You can create sounds with electronics
just
that no other instrument can make. But you can also make sounds from electronics that other instruments can make, right? So I feel like there should be a kind of balance between that, right?
I mean, isn't that instrument just called a synthesizer?
yeah.
So it is an instrument. There's
MIDI
piano,
files.
piano
you know?
synthesizer.
I think we're lucky at this point in drum corps to say that we are still able to keep things acoustic and not fully migrate over to
Dude, I
electronic.
swear I didn't fart.
I think that's why it's so hot.
I just got a whiff of something.
I swear it wasn't me.
Airflow down here is so slow, man. It probably could have been.
Also, you turn
That's
the fan
true.
off.
Yeah. So what do
They're
Get
you
both-
off the longboard.
Eat my butt.
what do you think about that? What do you think about that statement?
I think it's true because like in DCI, you don't have string instruments unless you're cadets 2016.
You know how there's like the iconic subwoofer bass that's always in
Yeah,
shows now.
Or like the bass guitar. Yeah, adding bass tones.
Yeah, for real. Just
get the,
bass
the
tones
sub
to
going.
get the beef, right? Sub bass tones have a different
They're
type
so
of
cool in the gym though. Like,
have a different type of have a different type of sound
Yiddish?
than just a bass guitar or a tuba.
It's not loud enough.
Dude, that sounds like a bass drum.
Yeah, have you heard
It does.
this? We found that out today.
No one can hear this. Like you guys.
Dude, bring a mic over.
Why did we turn off your mic? We
In
turned
my-
off your mic for
Is
this.
Am I-
anyone commenting anything?
No.
Really?
I think they just
Hey.
agree.
Comment.
Wait, comment!
Really? Oh my god.
It's the guy who was here last week. During my 2015 year, I was in a pit. During states at Townsend, the kids.
You
on
got to
the
use the
phone
mic.
Was on his phone while we were performing. We
Don't
got
cover the
fully
other side of your
off,
mouth.
And my teacher was furious.
What?
So basically, they were saying that it was something about Towson. They're at states. They got points off for using electronics. I think that's what. I
No,
heard.
he said that. No, he said that someone was on their phone during the.
Yeah, that's something different.
That's like
You're on your
literally.
phone during a performance.
I think it was part of the performance. Cause
No, he said the
somebody else
teacher
did
got
that.
furious at the kid. I think.
oh.
Yo, in the performance, the kid was on his phone.
Yeah, because they lost points for it. If it was part of the show, they wouldn't have lost points for it.
I've had problems with some of my students on phones sometimes when they really shouldn't be. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, so does DCA and DCI. People are probably on their phone and they get distracted.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
they
very
sit
true.
down. They're like, please don't sit down. And then people sit down anyway.
Yeah.
Honestly, when it gets to that point, when it gets to the point where it's trouble for the core to progress because technology is a thing, like phones are a thing.
That's never a problem for the brass though, because they're all out there together.
That's only like a pit thing.
I know. It's only
Yeah.
it's only a pit thing.
Um,
That's the
Except you
thing.
get in high schools, and kids are like,
Oh, in high school, it's all
Yeah.
the time. High
You
school.
can tell though, because they always wear basketball shorts, so there's just like
well, they're not even
the
subtle
pants.
about it. They don't care. They're just like, yeah, I don't know.
no, especially when they're marching though. It's just like
I don't know how, like, have you ever had your phone, like, during, like, a football game or something?
oh,
Like, when
and
you're in
like
high school?
you, like,
And
in the
It's
pants.
like on your-
pocket?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you ever get a call during one?
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's horrifying.
It
I
is
went
very
through a rage.
horrifying.
I was, like, during the hard keyboard part, because I can't read. So I was,
I
like,
can't
trying to
read.
really focus. And
I can't read.
I was like, ah! And I messed up the entire thing, so I made it look like I was playing.
Yeah, if you ever want to like recommend something to kids, I know they're probably not going to do it, but like I recommend not getting bibs with pockets, right? Because they're just going to put their crap in there and they're going to get a call and it's going to mess them up because they're not mature enough to fight
Or
through
you'll
it.
lose your money.
I've never gotten a call during a performance.
yeah, I've
Nobody
never
likes me.
I never took my
Well,
phone
it was my
in.
mom.
It was my mom.
I never took my phone
I was
into a
like-
performance.
9th grade.
That or I never had it on me. It was
Christopher.
always in the pocket.
Can you please elaborate? I
pocket
don't know
of
what
the
you
bag.
mean. He said not a problem for Cavaliers either. I don't know what we said for him to say that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Elaborate, please. Who said it?
Christopher.
Elaborate, Christopher.
Chris.
Honestly, I used to do the same thing. Like, I'd always have my phone in my bib pocket. It always made my chest feel heavier. Like, I was never, like, used to carrying a phone on my
It's
bibs.
weird. I was always afraid it would fall out.
Yeah, same. All the time. Although, I think my big, robust, fat chest did keep it in pretty well.
Well, and it helped that most of the time you had what's it called? A rack on.
A rack, yeah.
And that
Yeah.
just-
Rackman! So, you would agree?
I know what the question is.
I don't know. I didn't ask a question.
Yeah, that really came out of nowhere.
Electronics, in my opinion, are definitely new instruments, right? We're lucky that we incorporated them as an instrument as opposed to replacing things that we could use as acoustic instruments. Yes, don't get me wrong, there are flute samples, there are violin samples, there's stuff like that. There are all these samples of people could play a part, you know?
Are you counting synthesizer and sampler as different instruments?
I'm counting them as
A whole?
a whole because you can do things on a synthesizer that you can also do on a sampler and vice versa.
All right. That
What's
just
up?
made me think of something. Also, Chris, what did Chris say? Cavies, if I remember correctly, are not allowed to have phones and such during tour.
I mean, that's
Tour. Rip Snapchat
Okay.
streaks.
rip Snapchat streaks, yeah.
I'm pretty sure they had them. I can't be certain on that.
Yeah,
so,
that's a lot of days without a phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a lot of days.
Probably not during practice.
Probably not during a performance or practice. I could see
That's
that.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
probably kept on the bus.
But-
stored.
Yeah, they have like a box. They're like, put your phone in.
Exactly.
Just like
So-
class.
But that made me think of like a question for you guys. What do you think of on-field mics? Like either you turn on one that's connected to like your bell or something,
yeah.
or like there's just one like a stand off on the side of the field or on the front of the field where like you go and do a solo and then leave.
I think
I'm fine with solos.
Yeah,
Solos can
solos
have
is
it.
fine.
Because then it frees up the pit to actually do more dynamic things. Instead of
also
like 3 to 3.
if you think on the
3 to
lines
3
of
to
like
3.
in marching band, like high school marching band, where they use woodwinds and
Yeah.
stuff like that, stuff that easily gets drowned out from the brass, right?
Oh! Oh!
I have to walk that way to
What
leave.
crawled out of you, dude?
Oh my god.
Oh, we got fun this one.
That's disgusting.
god.
We're gonna go long today.
I feel like it's very appropriate for woodwinds to have mics, for sure, and horns. You know, I think that the director should have a pretty good idea of when a mic is needed. You know what I
Wait,
mean?
does it smell bad?
Not too bad.
What?
How do people watch us? Like, how do they not?
That's it.
How do they not get grossed out? Like,
Dude, I don't know. Thanks for
I
watching.
wonder if that was
yeah, thanks for
If you
sticking
like us,
around.
please share us.
That
all
was audible.
3 of you.
Should have said that.
4 now?
before.
Oh my.
You
That,
say?
oh, yep, they heard it.
Oh, they heard it?
Yeah.
What do you
What did they
say?
say?
Oh my, that was loud.
Oh, we should have looked at the
Oh,
mic bar.
man.
That's a highlight.
All right, well, I
We
want
should have
to
looked at the bar to see if she was like red.
I want to thank you guys so much for sticking around. Yes, we're pretty much done. It's only a 30-minute cast today. If you think that
We're not
this,
really done our. We could go longer if we really.
if you
wanted
guys
to.
think that this type of cast worked a little better, or if we maybe should have just prolonged all the stuff we're talking about because we goof around too much, let us know. Send us a message over Zobcast. Tweet at us. Do anything that you think you might be able to get our attention to say, hey, I think you guys would do a lot better if you did this. Anything you guys can do to help us out, just do it. You know, we appreciate all
Constructive
criticism. Yeah, constructive criticism. Yep, thank you so much. Thank you, Lot Hype, for helping us out and getting our podcast up on their site. It's been so great working with Lot Hype. They're just so cool.
I
Definitely
love
go
Lot
check
Hype.
them out.
Lot Hype is so awesome.
They have this thing on their site. If you enjoy Lot Hype, there's this thing called Pay What You Can. Basically what that is pay what you can. If you enjoy all the content that Lot Hype brings to you, and even if you enjoy like Zobcast and Drunkcore and stuff like that, you can pay a little bit of money and donate, you know? You don't have to, but when you do, it's so greatly appreciated, and it helps us content creators get out there. And it's just awesome, for real, guys. Also, thanks Drum Corps for being awesome. We're
Yo, talk to us. We want to like work some stuff out with you guys.
Hey, do you wanna? Can you guest star?
Yeah,
can you guest star?
Can you come on our cast?
we'll see if they get that. We've been tweeting with. Twitter has never been more fun with Drunk Corps around. That being said, follow all of us on Twitter, the Lot Hype fam, I'll call it. Lot Hype, Drunk Corps, Drunk Speak, etc., etc.
Lot Hype
At
brought
Fud Nugget.
Lot Hype brought Chris to us.
What?
Lot Hype brought Chris to us.
Oh, thank you so much, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
That's awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Yep. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. I'm Zach.
We have a Patreon.
Hello, we have a Patreon.
We do. I don't know why you don't mention it. I'm Bobby.
I don't want to. I feel
Patreon
bad.
feels a little greedy saying like we have a Patreon.
I feel bad saying
Yeah.
that we have a Patreon.
Yeah.
But you don't have to go to Patreon. You can just mention that we have one. We have a Patreon. You don't have to go there.
We have a
just one.
Patreon. Good luck finding it.
Yeah, good luck.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.